Hey, young America, we need to talk. You may think this is uncool. You may even think it is bogus. But I want to tell you about something that has everyone buzzing. Something that concerns mature boys and girls just like you. Something called grassroots.
To it.
All right. What's going on? Hey everyone, this is Aaron Ashley Simon.
This is Brandon Killer BH Hall.
And this is Cyhi The Prynce. You know what it is.
And welcome to another episode of Grassroots Podcast. I know I have a typical tagline for it, but you know, I'm going to switch it up a little bit for our guests today.
Yes.
You know, it's about the stories of your past, your present, and your future. It's all about you. It's all about Cyhi.
Hey, yes. What's going on, man? Cyhi The Prynce, we in the building.
Yes, happy about this. I'm a big fan. I've been following you for quite some time, so I have some questions.
Yes, sir. Let's get them.
First, how are you?
I'm great.
I feel like you gotta ask those things. How are you? You know, is the family okay? How are you mentally? You're it seems like you're in such a positive space now, and you're just trying to tackle what you been doing over the past few years.
Well, I'm in a great space. I've always been in a great space. You know, I'm blessed just to be able to do music for a living. Even if you like, you know how you say I might have had some rough times, you know what I mean? But through all of it, you know what I'm saying, I've still been able to stay true to myself, still be able to do my craft, and still be able to like take care of my family. Not probably as much as I want to, but we straight. So that's a beautiful thing.
Dope.
And how does it feel? You got your debut album. It's finally coming.
Yes,
it's finally here.
Yes,
Finally.
It's so crazy because the thing that I did with this album, No Dope on Sundays, that's the name of the album. But the album I did, I went back to, since this is my first album, I didn't want to rap about where I'm at now. Because I never got to tell like the first part of my story. So this story is like about me between the ages of, 15 to 21. You know what I mean? Because by this being my first album, I don't want to rap about everything I've done now because it's like, I skip all the story. People don't know who this guy is. So it's kind of cool to me to be able to reminisce and really be able to, take my fans back to a first album, filling in all the stories that I always wanted to give them prior to getting to where I am now. Okay. You know what I mean? So it's pretty cool.
That's dope. Now, as you're starting to write this, because you obviously have a vision, you have a path on, what you're looking on taking, do you ever feel conflicted to kind of touch on some of the things that you've been through in your career? Like, I know you want your core audience and new fans to understand who you are, but I mean, there's so much other things that have happened throughout your musical career that are like amazing. Like, you've been on some very big records. You have a big association. You've gotten kudos from the toppest of top artists that are out there. So how do you kind of skim that back and just be like, let me give y'all a core first?
Yeah. Well, with me, it's pretty cool. It's just, I kind of try to take it one step at a time. I'm not really into like music is different for me because it's therapeutic. Even if I write it for myself, write it for somebody else, as long as I'm still working, as long as I'm not in the street, I'm good.
Yeah.
That's like my biggest. But so that's probably why people don't see like, why you ain't tripping, man? I'm like, hey man, listen, I don't have to trap, bro. I'm good. I could go write something for somebody. I could go be an intern, whatever I could do to not be where I was at. I'm good. So. I do take time to, sit back and reflect, but it's always been positive vibes with me because I know I was always one of the best rappers alive, and it would definitely stand the test of time.
Agreed.
So I know your pre-order's coming on the 10th.
Yep.
And this podcast episode's not going to drop till after, so I always ask every single artist this question. On this project, which song was the hardest for you to personally write?
What song was the hardest for me to personally write? Being that I don't have writer's block.
Well, hardest, I mean, in terms of like, whether it's like an emotional experience, it was tough, it was cry, like in that aspect.
I have a song called 80s Baby that's very touching, you know what I'm saying? Even not just for me, for the people in the room. I had a dude who played on the song. I don't want to give away the concept. It's called 80s Baby, and it's very emotional, but the guy who played on the song actually live what I'm talking about on this song. And it was so dope. I would love to, the song is about me rapping from my mother's stomach. So my mom didn't know she had me till she was about 6 months. So she was still partying and doing shit. So by the time she realized she was pregnant, she tried to go like eat all the carrots. Like, it's too late.
Let me clean this shit up.
Yeah.
Whoa.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's like only 4 months left, 3 months left. So, so you got to figure it out fast. But I was just thinking just on an inner city level of how many, kids I've gone through that. Just, moms being on drugs or whatever the case, single parent mothers that contemplate, having abortions, all type of different, mental aspects that come along with pregnancy for women. So I wrote a song about it. And actually, the guy who was playing the trumpet on my album, his mom was kind of in a very public relationship, and he was the son that was kind of abandoned in that way. So I had to go do a lot of foster care and different things like that. So as he's playing the trumpet, he's crying.
Oh, wow.
And we trying to figure out what's going on. Like, I know it's an emotional song, but I'm like, bro, you straight? You know what I'm saying? You good?
Yeah.
But he just, after he was done, he one-taked it too. As he's getting very, all emotional and shit, so he puts the trumpet down like, we don't know him that well. We trying to look at him. Like, that's tripping, you know what I'm saying? But it's like when we looked up, we're like, hey, man, how did you like the song? He was like, man, this is the most special song I ever played on. And I'm like, we like, why, bro? He like, man, because, my mom is this and this.
Yeah.
And she dated this person. And, I would love for him to tell the story. I wouldn't want to, because I know he wanted to debut it and release it himself. But the person that his mom was attached to was the biggest artist of all time ever in the world. So you guys probably know who that is.
Oh, wow.
You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, it was just to go through that as a child and be in the public's eye and not be able to go to school and his mom have to go to, I think jail or whatever. I don't know where she went, but he would just end up being a foster child and how he worked through it to be like a world famous musician. He's played for Obama and everything. So it was just like, that was a song that universally the whole studio just felt like, man, this was a powerful record we did. Definitely.
That's definitely awesome. And do you feel like now that you're telling stories that most people probably don't even know about you, are you a little nervous or afraid or just excited just to show this different side of you?
Well, a lot of people just know me as a prolific rapper, but you're right, they don't know my story probably because the shadow of the people that I'm in. You know what I'm saying? You got, you Kanye West is like the biggest artist in the world. Yeah. So, but definitely it tells a lot about me and my upbringing and what makes me special. So definitely, I'm not nervous because I don't have any pride. Like, I drink a gallon of Pride every morning, so, I'm very transparent. I don't really have the issues insecurities that other people have. Because I'm so in tune with the Lord, it don't even matter. You feel me? So it's just,
Amen.
Cool.
Yeah,
amen to that.
Gotta say amen after that.
Absolutely. Amen. Absolutely.
So speaking on that, like as far as shadows go, I want to touch on a few parts. So first part, Pusha T, Good Music President.
Yes.
Both of y'all are just God, like to me, lyrically. Is it easy working with that type of level? Like when you have someone that kind of gets you on lyrically,
right?
Is it easy to kind of mesh and he gets your vision? And like, how is that now versus when it was, early on?
Well, on this, Pusha always been like the biggest advocate for Cyhi The Prynce. He's like, if I had to say who's my best relationship with other than Kanye West, it would be Pusha T.
Okay.
So that's somebody that I've always had communication with. Super genuine guy. He just love real hip hop, and ever since I met Pusha, he's like, man, he's like so down to earth. He'd be like, dang, man, I'm like really friends with like when I first started trapping, the first album I bought was Lord Willing.
Yeah.
My first mission. You know what I'm saying? It was like that was on. It was like, man, this dude was just so amazing. Him and his brother. So shout out to Pusha, but definitely, man, he's super cool. That's the big bro.
Okay. All right. So second part. Not going to touch really on the fallout and all that stuff.
Right.
But I do want to know, how did you guys then become amicable? Because, you obviously said some things, but then you come back and now you guys are together. I was super surprised to even see Ye on the record.
Right.
And then I'm like, I'm happy at the same time.
Right,
so I was
right.
like, yes. I'm like, yes, they fixed it. They fixed it.
But you know what's so crazy about that? it never was a problem. It's no problem you bring it up because it never was a problem. The thing was, Ye came to me with a project that he wanted to do. He wanted to beat it Dr. Dre. He knew he was very controversial. You know how Dr. Dre's, slap deep on all this other stuff, right? So drunk driving, all that. And Ye is similar in his own light.
Yeah.
So he was like, okay, I want to be that person. And Cyhi, you be the Eminem of the project, and we going to put this project together. You know what I'm saying? And that was just, I had like we started on like 3-4 songs. We just never finished it. So when the Drake and Meek beef was going on, I was like, man, I didn't like that it was beefing because I like Meek and I like Drake, but I really like Meek. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm like, man, I was like, okay. So I just put out like a parody beef. Like I thought that people was gonna catch that it was like, Eminem. But the thing was that my fans have been so adamant. Everybody, that was a topic that everybody wanted to know. So once I spoke on it, the way I spoke on it, the way I, articulated it, it made it seem real. Like, and I was like, damn,
I believed it.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So the thing is, I was like, man, I'm really that good. And the one thing it is, I mean, they take every word I say serious. And I respected that. I respected that motherfuckers don't play when they listen to me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They ain't to be cool, crump. It's like, Cyhi on, everybody shut the fuck up. Cyhi on. You know what I mean? So I kind of like that respect. So I like that people was like taking it serious. But nah, we was always solid. I played him. He been new to record. He had a verse to it. He just didn't never finish it.
Okay.
So it was just different things like that. We just never finished the album. You know what I mean? But I didn't want to waste it. Plus I was stuck on this label. I'm just like, man, I can't do nothing. I might as well just give it away. You know what I mean? So that's how it was.
Is there ever like this hard kind of like balancing act? Like, of course, like Ye is one of your big fans. You've worked with him so many times. But then, of course, like you have the business side that you can't always control. Like you had your situation with Def Jam. I don't really necessarily know what happened with Good Music, but now you're with Sony through this project. So as an artist, like how do you deal with where it's like, yeah, you got someone like Kanye and you got someone like Pusha T that you want to work with, but then it's like the business side is just really just not cutting it. Because I know like Big Sean had issues with that too in 2009.
Right. Well, my situation was a little different because people didn't know I was signed to Konvict before I was signed to Ye. So when Ye discovered me, I was on Konvict. It just Konvict didn't like the kind of music I was doing because I was like very anti-trap. I just loved how I sounded on hip-hop beats.
Yeah.
And being from Atlanta, it's like, bro, we need you to.
That's what it is.
Yeah, like, bro, what are you doing? I'm like, bro, I'm rapping. They like, nah, bro, we need you to rap on this. I be like, but they signed me when I brought them. I did my hip-hop stuff. They thought I was the greatest rapper alive, but once they signed you, they be like, okay, now we need this. Yeah. And that was just something I was battling with, like, bro, I want to do hip hop though. Yeah. And, you know, or just something that's just genuine to me, or I feel like sound good with me. So, in a nutshell, it just got to a stalemate with Konvict, and then I was signed to through Def Jam on Konvict, and then that regime of L.A. Reid and Boo and them, they kind of left, and then right before they left, that's when Kanye found me. So Kanye like, yo, come over here and kick it with me, come write with me, like, ooh. So I'm like, okay. So I go over there and write with them. Yeah. Now it's like a power struggle. It's like, okay, do we drop him? Yeah. No, we can't do that. He's like working with Kanye West. Yeah. And it's like Konvict in them side, like, nah, that's our artist. So nah, we ain't letting y'all have that.
Oh, so you was in a big label tug of war at this time.
Exactly, because I didn't do a deal with Ye until 2.5 years of knowing him.
Oh shit. So wait, I thought from the rip you was
he seemed, because the thing was, my label kind of abandoned me. They was like, you don't do the type of music we want. But I was still signing them. So I just went and got with Yellow Wolf and Pills and dudes who did more of my style of music.
Got you.
We did a little, little $1,000 video, put it up. They like, oh, this dude on the third verse is incredible. So he put on his Tumblr. Then he put my own video up on his Tumblr. And then I was just like, man, let me go out there. So I went out there and I just started off helping him just like brainstorm, create. We talking about different styles and genres of music. It just started like that. And it became cool. So it was never, I was signed. So in a nutshell, it was just, the regime's changing and me being different. But once I got with Ye, it was slowly but surely getting me out of it because people started understand what type of music I want to do. And also he helped me get off of that, you know what I'm saying, get to something else. And it's still good music. My situation is similar to Travis. Like Travis Scott is signed to Epic, Sony.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm signed to Sony as well. So it's like, we still good music family. You know what I mean? We just pull up. You know what I mean? So that's how it is. I just wanted my own machine to go all for Cyhi.
Yeah. I feel you.
I'm a little selfish.
There's nothing wrong with being selfish.
Word. At this point in the game.
In this juncture,
you need to be selfish.
You need to be selfish.
Exactly.
So that was going to be my next part of this. You've already answered it. Be it you saying I'm a little selfish.
It's transparency.
Yeah. At what point did you really start to feel like, all right, y'all niggas don't get it. I'm nice. I'm putting out records, but I'm not getting the backing that I want and or need to be successful. At what point did you just kind of wake up and just be like, all right, you know what? I got to do my own thing. I got to just move.
Well, you know, one thing, my fans wanted more from me, but the crazy thing is I never got paid for my music. So it was just like, how can I do, I got to do what gets me paid, and that's working with Ye. But I wanted to do more for my fans because they think my music is so therapeutic. It's only so much I can get Ye to say or ideas I can give him because he didn't live the life I live. You know what I'm saying? So it's guys going through real things that listen to my music that need that. So my thing was like, okay, I wrote all these records. You know, Ye was doing his fashion thing. I was like, okay, well, it gives me time to go back and revamp my situation, do my, because at the end of the day, it's like, you could be on a Ye song that you know you're gonna sell 5 million copies of, or you can do your own song that you may sell 250,000, 500,000 of.
Yeah.
So a lot of artists is like, I mean, when Ye come out of the album, for me, it's them the equivalent that I came out with the album. We so close and we just work so well together. So it never fazed me. I never got emotional about it. Like when you heard Elephant in the Room, that was like a parody of my fans always see me like, man, when Ye gonna put that out? I'd be laughing like, man, they don't even know it's not even Ye's, it's not even his fault. It's like, but they gonna blame it on him, innit? Because they feel like he got the power to do anything.
That's the public perception, though. They look at it like, all right, you have Sean, Push, Tiana Taylor, and then Designer. And it's like, all right, all these other people, they're kind of moving. And it's like you were put on this pedestal on the God of all God records. It's like, what's happening? Like, why are we not getting nothing?
Because the difference between me and a lot of other guys, I really spent a sober life in the trap. And the shootouts and the fist fights and the drug charges and all that accumulated to even serve everybody in the room waters was good for me. Like just to bring everybody water, crackers, whatever which I need to be a runner.
Yeah.
I was cool with that. So you guys might be like, man, you should be trying to do this. I was just happy I was out of the street or the situation I was in. So it might be my fault that I wasn't more adamant to be like famous or like, you know what I mean? I was just happy that I was out of my situation. So, you know, it is partially my fault that I didn't step up and say, hey, man, I think I need to be this.
No, I think now as you say that, I just don't think you think you're as nice as you are.
I do, but it's just my personality is like, humble. I'm in the room, like dudes come in the room trying to get pictures with Ye and I just ain't that type of guy.
He's kind of like me, where it's like, off in the corner, chilling.
Because that's what I'm trying to say. Because I came from, like, he saved me from something that I don't care if I got music or not.
Yeah.
I can just feed my family. I can be positive. I ain't got to sell my soul, my integrity. And I can do it whenever I want to. That's why, I'm comfortable with where I'm at. Now, this is for the fans. It's for me as well, but it's for me to give to my fans. So that's what this is about. It's not really about, being successful is just living life, waking up every morning and being an inspiration to somebody. So that's what it is.
So with this project that you have, like, I could definitely say you are completely underrated.
Thank you.
You are one of the top lyricists out there.
Thank you.
And do you feel like there's some people that just may not jump on the, I hate to say, but jump on the bandwagon with your project yet? Because it's like they're so used to you being a songwriter. It's like they might have forgotten that you're also your own artist, your own identity. Because it's like a lot of the work that you've done, it's always been correlated with Kanye.
Right.
But it's like now you're off on your own. Anytime you hear Cyhi or you're seeing your own lyrics, it's associated with Kanye.
Right.
So like, how is it now? Like, are people going to be pleasantly surprised, or you think that you're going to prove people wrong, that you show that you're not underrated, that you're just up there with everyone else with this project?
Right. Well, I've always had a cult following where I have my fan base that know I'm one of the dopest lyricists ever.
Yeah.
Now I'm actually being able to reach the masses, where people that's the general public can say, hey, what's this? Let me click on it. I never got the general, hey, listen. Because it's always been on like a mixtape site, some underground site where you're going to get it from there. Now it's like, I got $1.5 million marketing budget.
Nice.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Where I only had like a $5,000 marketing budget out of my pocket or something. You know what I'm saying? It's like different. You know what I mean?
That's right. Trust me, we know.
You know what I mean? You get what I'm saying? So that's the only thing. But people know me if you're into hip hop. You really know. But just the general public, this is the first time they'll be hearing me. So that's why I didn't want to start my story here. I wanted to kind of give them the whole story from the beginning. So that's why it's No Dope on Sundays. Hey.
Now, so present day, right? What are your takes on just music and just the way it's going now, as far as like the type of music that's being made and stuff like that? How do you think you're going to be able to kind of bridge the gap? Because I'm a big fan of just lyricism and stuff like that. I'm not really a big I guess, you know what I mean, like new wave type of rapper, good cleanup.
There's moments for those. There's moments.
But how do you think you'll fit in amongst lyricists and just kind of striving and keeping that going?
Well, man, I like to tell kids a lot, man. A lot of people, like, I'm from Atlanta, so I know these dudes. I know we the finesse capital of the world, but I know we got a lot of cash. But one thing a lot of kids don't know, that the richest artists in the music industry are not from Atlanta. People think that the guys in Atlanta are richer than Chance and G.O.O.D and Kendrick. They just don't wear it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a lyricist and I wear a jersey because I want to show kids, like, no, we are successful. We ain't just, they just on another plight right now. They just on the dreadlock, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Pro-black, hippie type shit. Me, I'm from the hood. I'm from Atlanta. I'm from the urban community.
Yeah.
I want to show them that using your pen and using your mind, you can be successful. You ain't got to go sell a bunch of dope, then try to get your record on. You know what I'm saying? So I think not only am I Cyhi The Prynce, but I also a trailblazer for guys like G.O.D, guys like Rory, Donald Glover, you know what I mean, Childish Gambino. I was the first one trying to rap from Atlanta. Like, other than like that was successful, like a T.I. or something. But me, I was just undeniably trying to rap. So in a nutshell, I just think our music will always stand the test of time. It'll always be the music that if you ever want to know what was going on really socially, spiritually, in the community, politically, what was going on in 2014 or 2017. You can go to that Kendrick album, Damn, and you'll say, okay, that was what it was. And this could be 2,000 years from now.
Yeah.
There was other songs that, whatever swag, punk rock songs. Y'all like the punk rap. That's what I call it. Punk rap songs that some dudes jumping on stage. But when it's all said and done, it's on a serious level, and they say, what was the world like back then? They're going to go to artists like me, Cole, you know what I'm saying? Kendrick for that real information. So a lyricist could never die. You see guys like KRS-One, man, he sells out. Man, I went to a venue, it's a 5,000 cap. This bitch is packed. I'm like, KRS-One?
He's still selling out. You got people like that, though. Like, that's why I always say, like, real artists like that, not to discredit anybody else, but artists like that kind of build a path and have a cult following and have, like, really deep meanings to their lyrics. I think they will last forever.
Oh, yeah,
you
they're
can
still
Earth,
touring.
Wind, and Fire.
They're still touring.
Yeah, Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Yeah. They're doing it. You see, like, freaking Aretha Franklin still out there. Even DOS Effects is still touring. Like,
people don't. It's a lot of artists that came out with hit records for my city that you be like, dang, like you was super rich, super famous. Now you like, yo, what's good, bro?
Yeah.
And me, I just been. So I'll take that before I take all this money and then lose it all, or I'll just be myself and do what I do, and eventually, we touch a soul, touch a soul, touch a soul, touch a soul.
Do you think it's going to be kind of hard, in a sense, to kind of like push that message where it's like you don't need to trap in order to do your music? I guess in the way it's like you know, now labels, they don't necessarily do development. It's like they expect you to be at a certain point, then they'll come in. And it's like, if you don't have that money to get to that point, it's a little bit harder. So how could we like better get that message across, but also provide help or resources so these kids understand, like, you don't have to trap to get $5,000 to then do an album and then trap more just so a label can just come to you and be like, wow, you got these big fans and this big following, but it's like, you sold all those drugs, you sold crack just to get to that point.
Well, that's the thing. That's why I said the biggest problem is the record label and, like you said, the artist development, because you got to think about how many Young Thugs I know, how many YFN Lucci's, and how many, you know, Migos I know that's just in prison. That rap that was just trying to run up a bag real fast. Man, I got to go sit down and do 5, bro. By the time they get out, they 35 trying to still rap. But it's just like, it's like, dang, if a label come down, like you see this hub of energy in Atlanta, you see all these great artists. Universal haven't put a building down there yet. Def Jam they don't have no building. Nobody. I'm like, how?
Wait, Def Jam South, no?
No, ain't no office building. Like, you know how you can go to like Universal and you just walk, hey, I'm at Universal. Like,
and they have office in LA.
Yeah, they got an office in LA, but they don't have one in Atlanta.
Have a central location. I didn't know that.
Sony, nobody. And it's like it's crazy because all these dudes take penitentiary chances to get themselves on, where it don't matter about the quality of the music. It's about who gonna make take the more penitentiary chances. You know what I mean? So now once we start getting executives in Atlanta and real music people that could come down, they start hiring more young guys like you guys here that know about the culture. See, they don't want to give you a job. They'd rather give you some intern job, like type up the schedule for, you know what I mean, some artists. No, A&R jobs, you know what I mean, artist development jobs. And that's how we get, you know, incredible artists that come out of Atlanta. So, like I said, it's really the label's fault because they just cut that budget just to and make dudes risk their life for it. So, I mean, that's why I'm here to kind of show them, like, it's real talent in Atlanta. It's real culture. It's real everything. So make sure you know, treat it as such.
So how do you feel about the drug wave that's going on? Like, you got artists that are talking about Xanax and all these different drugs now.
But we always had that. Like I always look at punk rock as the same thing that all the drug wave is. I ain't nothing but punk rock. Heavy drums, screaming, jumping up and down, stage diving. We always had that. It's just we call it rap. Like, rap is such a, see, the thing is, they like to pigeonhole us. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's different genres of R&B. It's different genres of, you know what I mean, rock. But they want to get rap. Everybody in the same lane. No, it should be punk rap. It should be alternative hip-hop. It should be just straightforward pop or popular rap. You know what I mean? You got to start breaking it since we so popular and music. We're like the #1, you know, streaming music far as R&B, blues, or whatever. It's just rap is the #1 selling music. So now rap was so young because it's only like, what, 44 years old?
It's fairly young.
40. Yeah, 44. 44. It's 42 or 43. One or two. I can't remember.
Like between 40 and 45. Like, you know what I'm saying? My old man older than that. You know what I mean? So it's like we still a young genre. So now it's gonna start branching into different categories, so it can kind of expand the genre into different places.
Now, as you start to approach this next album, I'm assuming you've changed your team, you've changed the mindset. How do you guys handle, I guess, the scrutiny at this point? Like, when you got, like, for example, like, an Everyday Struggle, Joe had some comments about it, but I think it was more so trying to get you to, because he's a fan. How do you guys handle that? Do you guys kind of address it, or do you guys say,
I mean, like I said,
the
like,
music will speak for itself?
I can't take none of that personal. That's like, people talking about me positively or negatively was on my contract. Like, once I signed it, say, hey, man, and P.S., motherfucker gonna talk shit about you negatively and positively. X sign here for X amount of dollars. You know what I did? What a pen at? Okay. There you go. You know what I mean? So I don't trip on, you know what I mean? A lot of people just don't know my situation. They just know I'm the best rapper alive, and they trying to figure out why I ain't came out. And that's why, you know, I'm doing this music like I'm doing it now. But it's never been a situation with me, like, even with Joe, it's all good. You know, he just don't understand my situation.
He don't know the whole situation.
You know what I'm saying? When I go, like, I see something about my singles, Taylor Swift responds and all this. I'm like, I don't even listen. I don't even listen to the radio. Like I don't listen to nothing. I don't even. I don't know one Taylor Swift song. Like I be hearing Ye talk about that shit. I don't know these people. He be Elon Musk and went to the, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't know.
And you like, nigga, I'm just trying to rap.
I'm trying to rap these rap. I don't even know these folks. Like I love them to death, but I don't know Phoebe Follow and I don't know her. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you know what I mean? Like so I don't know if he was talking about somebody or not. I don't know. I know I got a verse.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's what I did. So I don't. That's why I'm saying people don't know. I don't be into that.
So I have another question: musical inspiration, because this is something I don't know that's public. Who's some of your biggest music inspirations outside of like Ye? I'm sure just naturally, there's a connection.
Well, I grew up on gospel and blues and jazz, so that's kind of where my soulful side comes from music. But my top 5 rappers was my top number 1 is Jay-Z. I just thought he was just the greatest things to ever touch the face of the earth. Okay. Mystical, T.I., Pac, and Eminem.
Nice.
So that's like, that's my combination. Then, you know, I got honorable mentions like Scarface and and stuff like that. But the thing is, I couldn't listen to rap till I was about 15. Till I left my mom's crib. Like, it ain't no rap, nigga. You might get the shit slapped out you trying to listen to a rap song. So that's why my style is different, because I wasn't influenced by nobody. Like, I used to listen to UGK, Pastor Troy, you know what I mean? Triple C. That's what we went to the club to and listened to. But when I bought my first CD and started listening to music, it was like Nas, Jay-Z, because I always thought, damn, they can do something I can't do. Yeah. Like, all the Southern rappers, to me, I felt like I could do that record.
Yeah.
Like, when I heard Nas, I was like, I can't do that. You know what I'm saying? I just can't. Jay-Z, Reasonable Doubt, I can't do that. And that's what set me into like, no, I can do that. And I just started, that's what intrigued me. And I wasn't a good reader in school. So this was my way of like, they used to pick on me, like what they'll do would be like, man, when I was being bad in class, my teacher would be like, so they'll stand up and read the 3rd chapter. And I'd be like, Bill said what he was going to, like, people started laughing. So the way I worked on my diction and my vernacular was, you know, getting in the, you know, dictionary, reading different books and just kind of started writing these raps and these poems, and I taught myself to kind of be as prolific as I am.
So for someone who just started listening to hip hop when he was 15 years old, obviously that means you've been around a plethora of different music and sounds. So I'm guessing the sampling on your project is pretty nice.
Yes,
what is an R&B song or just any song in general that you sampled on your project that you are excited or you love or you want people to know about?
That he got cleared.
Yeah. That he got cleared.
I feel like,
yes, that's definitely one of those.
Man, you know what? Off the top of my head, it's so many. Man, it's just not coming to me. Well, we did sample some George Clinton on the album. We did sample some. Oh, you know what? Jay-Z cleared the sample for me.
Really?
And that was the biggest thing. Like I was like, I know I ain't getting it.
How did that go down?
Man, the guy just working. Like, even though that's my partner, but you think Reasonable Doubt, like, I'm not giving nothing from that album away. Unless it's special, you cannot get no sample from
that's
that.
dope.
Man, I got a sample for Reasonable Doubt, boy. Y'all better quit playing with me. So, no, I mean, I have so many because, you know, my producers did so much stuff, but I just feel like it's a great, I just can't get the names off the top of my head because I got so many raps I got to
it
freestyle.
already sounds pretty good already.
I was going to say, I'm good there.
Yeah, like,
I'm
you know
straight.
what I'm saying? Like, I was like, man, oh, you know what? Kurt Franklin cleared the sample.
Oh.
Kurt Franklin cleared the sample.
Oh, wow.
Exactly.
I'm really interested in this project.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, I'm excited. Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I'm
I got a lot of dope stuff, man. It's a different sound. And it shows, I want this album to show all the different type of music I can do because my next album is going to be very strict. Like, they're going to be very one-sounded, one producer. So I just did this first album, to kind of give me a broad horizon and give the fans what I'm going to be bringing to them next and shortly.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, I guess the last thing, what else is next for you? You know, you have your album. You clearly are in a great space, which I'm happy about. What's next?
Well, for Cyhi, after No Dope on Sundays, it will be out. Pre-orders went out on the 10th, and on the 17th, The album will be out. But what's next for me is I'm gonna give you guys 3 to 4 more albums in the next 18 months.
Shit.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
yeah, because you gotta think about it, I haven't been able to give out no music. So
Yeah.
now
Talk
I'm like,
Yeah, he's like, you get an album, you get an album, you get an album.
yeah, it's going down. It's going down. I got a project I'm doing with Ye that's all produced by him. He's doing that for every artist on the label. So Sean got one that's gonna be exactly produced by him. Pusha's next album is strictly produced by him. Tiana's strictly. So Kid Cudi strictly.
Nice.
Man, he does like 10 beats a day. Like you should see he got 2 ARS, whatever they call beat machines. Excuse me. All type of, like I didn't come around that era. Like I came around. He did a little producing on My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, but I never seen him cook it up like how he used to cook it up.
Yeah.
It's like, I understand why people say they want the old Ye. That made me,
Yeah.
I haven't understood it until the last time when I didn't seen him making beats. I was like,
That's crazy.
okay, I get it. I get it. So, yeah. So, after this, we working on Ye album now, and we working on my next one, and, you know, that's about it. But I definitely will have 3 to 4 albums to you in 18 months.
Dope.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming on
Thank
Grassroots
you. Thank you.
Podcast.
I appreciate you guys. I
Appreciate
you. I'm from the grassroots for real. So, you know, it was perfect for me. Pleasure meeting you guys.
Once again, I'm Brandon Killer BHR.
And I'm Aaron Ashley Simon.
And
I'm Cyhi. Let me go to put that in. No dope on Sundays.
and we out.
All right.